Okay guys, it's a big day here. We've been holding out on you. We've been keeping secrets. There is one recipe that has been requested by you guys more than any other, and we made it about a year ago in a vlog, a couple vlogs. We had these shelf-stable fat bombs. We discovered we had 2 remaining fat bombs that Mega thought we lost. So I'm gonna have one of these. So this is cacao butter, macadamia nuts, and Mct oil powder. A little under 300 calories, I think. 250, mostly from fat. And so many of you guys asked us about it, and we were like, hey, maybe we can turn this into some kind of product that we sell. Like, it could be in Whole Foods, it could be in Trader Joe's, stuff like that. That's what we were going for. So over the next like 6 months, we were fine-tuning the recipe, trying to get it right. We ended up just scrapping the idea. We're working on something else now, but it's nothing like this. So we're gonna give the recipe to you guys. It's extremely easy. The only 2 ingredients I would say that are mandatory is going to be cacao butter. You can buy this on Amazon. And then this protein powder. You don't need this exact protein powder, but I would say you need a vegan protein powder, because vegan protein powders absorb more of the liquid and it just makes it more shelf stable. We're gonna add a couple other ingredients to it too, just for flavor. So depending on how specific you wanna get with this, the way I do it, I weigh out everything and I put it into exact proportions in these molds. We're gonna start with 15 grams of cacao butter. That's just over a tablespoon in each. The awesome thing about these is they are shelf stable. We traveled with them for days and they didn't melt at all. Perfect for adding fat to your diet on the road. So you can see this is cacao butter if you've never seen it before. It is stable at room temperature, but it does melt at like 85 degrees. So, you know, when you're traveling, most likely things are gonna get over 85 degrees. Adding the protein powder and stuff to it makes the melting point a lot higher. Okay, so we have 15 grams of cacao butter. I'm just gonna make 6. And I just want to let you guys in on some stuff we learned as we were trying to develop this product. We were taking it very seriously. Anytime you're making something shelf stable, that's at the sacrifice of nutrition. 100% of the time. Nothing is shelf stable that is also like optimally nutritious, right? Everything that is good for you over the course of a couple weeks, a month is gonna go bad. That's kind of the problem with trying to make something that's healthy, not sacrificing on the ingredients, but also having it shelf stable. To this, the other ingredient that's essential is the protein powder. Per 15 grams of cacao butter, you're gonna do 10 grams of protein. You can kind of just eyeball this. It's about a heaping tablespoon. Okay, so now we got the cacao butter, we got the protein powder. Next up is the optional stuff. I would say this one is definitely one I like to add, Mct oil powder. Don't try using Mct oil, that's gonna cut down on the shelf stability big time. So you need the powder. And this is optional. I'm just gonna add like half a scoop, about 5 grams, 7 grams of Mct powder. That actually gives it a nice creamy flavor too. And we do have a coupon code for this Mct powder. It's Keto Connect. Pack these in, make sure they don't overflow. The last thing we will typically add, and it's just a good way to add more fat, a little bit of protein too, is hemp hearts, but I'm actually gonna leave them out this time. And then a little bit of salt. A pinch of salt really helps. It makes it just more flavorful. I'm actually gonna do a few drops of stevia in each one. I'm gonna do about 4 drops. Now I'm just gonna pop these in the oven until the cacao butter melts, and then we'll be back to mix them and we'll talk about the next steps. Should take about 5 minutes. They have come out of the oven and this is what they look like. Not that appetizing yet, but you can see at the bottom there, all the cacao butter melted. But now what I do is I just take a chopstick or a fork or something, mix this all together, make sure it gets evenly incorporated. Kind of brown and unappetizing, but just wait until you guys bite into these. It was funny because we went on a few road trips in a row and we made these every time. And then when we were back at home, we were just routinely making them every single week because they're so good. And if you aren't worried about the shelf stability of these, like that's a secondary concern, you're just going for deliciousness and you're gonna store them in your fridge, I would not do full cacao butter because I'd rather get my fats from other sources. So like I would do half cacao butter, half butter. That's really good too. It's pretty grainy, but you could actually jam more protein powder in here to make it more shelf stable too. So you could probably get another like 5 to 10 grams in there even. The ones that we made that were really good, they were almost like you could roll them by hand. They were that thick. We're looking good. Now all that's left to do is let these set. Let these come back down to room temperature. You can be impatient and put them in the freezer, which is what we're gonna do, or you can put them in the fridge, or you can even just leave them out at room temperature. Fat bombs are out of the freezer, and we've actually had them coming up to room temperature for about 15 minutes here. And so to the touch, like you can hold this and eat it, but it starts melting in your hand because your body temperature obviously warm enough to melt it. What I like to do when I do take these for traveling is tinfoil. Aggressively wrap it. You know, do one of those. Then here you go. Hey Mega, you want a shelf-stable, awesome fat bomb that almost made us millionaires? Here. Okay, Matt, I'll take it. The protein powder flavor is really what's gonna dictate the flavor here. Really good. So, what I'll say about these, if you use the exact protein powder we used, I would say they have a very addictive quality in a way that's like, the first time you taste them, you're maybe like, this are okay. I could take them or leave them. But then like 2 days later, you're sitting on the couch, you're like, I really want one of those decent tasting fat bombs I had the other day. And then the next day, you want another one. Kind of like sushi. The first time I had sushi, I was like, yeah, this is okay. What's all the rage about? Then 2 days later, I needed more. I just kept having to have sushi. Same thing. The protein powder is definitely gonna be what dictates the flavor. You can make this with just whey protein powder. It's just gonna be slightly less shelf stable. But for starters, don't go out and order this protein powder just because we like it and it makes the fat bombs a little more stable. Try the whey protein that you have at home. That'll work really well. The link to the recipe and everything is in the description below. All the ingredients we use, everything like that. KetoConnect.net, that's where all the recipes are at. Check it out. Thanks for watching.